out to small businesses, either in form of grants or loan or both. Like for example, the city has the BBLN Musa mentioned, right? Which is Philadelphia Business Lending Network grant, right? This is a combination of loan and grant. So for you to get a grant, you have to qualify for a loan. And the most difficult thing is to qualify for a loan. How do you qualify for a loan? That's where the technical assistant comes in. You have to work with people that have knowledge in how to make you loan ready, right? Because if you're not qualified for the loan, you will not get the grants. So think about it as a business person. Find somebody that can help you with your bookkeeping. Find somebody that can help you with your taxes. One of the biggest problems that business people have that makes them fail, when they file business taxes, I don't want to pay tax, they report loss. So at the end, you go to a lender don't want to lend a business that is making loss because they're not going to pay back the money. You know, but for the exigency of time, I want to stop here. Even if I don't live with anything, please write down PA CDFI Network. You go on their website, you will see all the CDFIs that provide support, and contact anyone. You can get assistance from them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Banner. Very great information. As I said before, we got a lot of this information, but also there's one of the important goals or objectives of this gathering is for networking. So definitely also network. I know there are some people here who have businesses that they want to promote as well. Definitely if you have your cars and stuff, at some point going towards the end of the program will provide you an opportunity for you to do that. And if you have questions for other people, we'll also provide you an opportunity for you to go up to them, get their information, and contact them later on. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to take maybe one or two more people before we take Mr. Webster, if you don't mind. All right. And because time is fast spent, we just want you to limit your remarks a little bit so that we can accommodate everybody. We'll call Mr. City Soccer. He's a businessman. He owns a business, and he will give us really just very brief introduction of his business and what it does. Mr. Soccer here. All right, we'll come back to him. He's in the back there. All right. Soccer.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Sadie Sako. This is my church, and we was invited to this, and I'm very honored to be part of this place. Who are we? We are Stovo.com. What is Stovo? Stovo, let me ask a question. Who all here love to eat? Of course. Who all here love to eat a particular dish that you have to go all around the corner in that grandma place to find that dish? All right, I got something right there. Who all want to eat diverse food, not just Liberian food, and can find that particular diversity in terms of food? All right? So this is where we come in. We are Stovo. We are given a place for every food lover, whether you are enjoying food, whether you create food content, whether you want to be a vendor, whether you're a small restaurant, whether you're a chain restaurant. We created a hub that everyone can come to and enjoy food. It's literally like your TikTok, mixing with your Instagram, mixing with your Grubhub, mixing with, you name it, we put it all together. So if you're just like me that love food and can't stop scrolling to see food content, we are your place. InStore.com right now, the platform we have, you can stream right now. Stream, people can go on your stream and see you cooking. Hey, I'm making palava so, I'm making ketchup, and you can get paid for your streaming. People can give you gifts. And people can pay you, people can pay one-on-one courses for you to teach them how to make that particular meal. Another thing, say you want particular grocery, how to make, where are you from, my brother? You want to make dokon, you want to make a particular dish, but you don't know what to get the ingredients. We connect to all these different grocery stores also. The grocery can get sent to you through the whole system. We got grocery, we got driver, we got restaurants to home cooked meal, all in one place. Literally, Store is a system we're building, and right now when we reopen the system, we got people signing up from places such as Kenya, we got people signing up from Nigeria, we got people literally all around the world, people start signing up, wanting to know what this is about. So right now, we cut off all the middlemen. Have you all heard about Shopify? We are the Shopify for all food lovers also. So you create your own storefront. So you can go ahead, do your own setup. We don't even take commission. You literally just pay for a subscription. You join in, you use the platform. We have to find vendors, we have to find customers. We do everything for you. You just cook. That's what you do. So we simplify the thing and say, you know what? You're not tech. Don't focus on tech. You're not this. Don't focus on this. We will do all that for you. Just present your food to the world. That's what we are. So in Sober.com, we have so many people joining, so many people asking questions. Literally over the past few days, I've been calling people from Kenya, from Ethiopia, from different countries that just want to know more about who we are. So we've been doing great. So join the platform. The app is actually up. We're trying to revamp the app, but the website is available. Join Sober.com and be a food lover. You don't have to do anything, just eat. All right? Thank you all.
Thank you, guys. Sorry, we're trying to set up the breakout session, so that's why I'm running up and down. So sorry for that. Okay, so here's what we're trying to do. Let me let you all know that we're trying to limit some things because you all know we didn't start on time. So bear with me here. We're making the program as we go along. Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Sacker. It was great. The next thing we have on the list, as I said earlier, we will take a small business owner in the community. Mr. Kamara of the Olalas Group to just talk to us briefly about his business, what he does, and hopefully that gives us some direction and perspective as we try to open our own businesses or to improve upon our own businesses.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sam Fakumar. I'm kind of surprised to be standing up here to talk because this is not part of what I do well. I'm a small business owner from Sierra Leone, and my path is very unconventional. It's not like the blueprints for my business is kind of very, very different because I've done so many businesses. Done taxes, I ran a school, Nurses Hill School. I moved to human services. I'm doing entertainment, hospitality business now, and I'm also in real estate. So I'm very unconventional. So my path is different. But what I can tell you to allude to what our guests were talking about, the first thing I can advise anyone, it has to do with taxes. If you're a small business owner and you are an aspiring entrepreneur, I think my first advice is to ensure that you hire a professional tax preparer. We all have community preparers like myself and others, but all they're gonna do for you primarily is to actually just deduct. And I can actually reveal an experience that I'm encountering now. we're trying to scale our business and looking for $3.5 million loan to develop a property. Unfortunately, we had difficulties in acquiring that loan. Why? Because we have equity in our business, we are liquid, we got a lot of collateral, real estate portfolio. But unfortunately, when we return back into the taxes, we come to realize that most of these taxes we are running a loss on those small businesses. And another advice I can tell anyone is if you have small entities that you've created that you're using as a platform to cut down your taxes, please close them up, because they can be an impediment into acquiring a loan. Because I ran through those issues. I've never run a business with a loan. All my businesses are organic from bottom up with no loan. But with all those upscale or what can I say? With all the opportunities that you have, personal that I have as a business owner, but I'm still getting rejected. But thankfully, I have a lot of stream of different businesses. I've been able to scale and do other businesses that I have to do. But my advice to you is please seek a professional tax preparer, develop your credit enough, but close all those small entities you created, and you may think they may not come back. But once you're looking for millions and up, they're definitely gonna make sure they run through all your history. So again, I run a group home now, but I'm also I'm launching a foundation July 25th at the Marriott. And I organize the biggest LIB all-white event, Zolalos All-White Entertainment. So if you guys want to get information about what I do, please reach out. I have cards to share. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So now I'm going to call upon the president of the LIBERIA Association of Pennsylvania. She needs some help at that table. She's multitasking. We're going to call on the president of the LIBERIA Association of Pennsylvania, Ms. Andy Kofa, who will make a statement and then introduce our guest speaker. Before we do that, I want to remind you that this program was organized by the LIBERIA Association of Pennsylvania, the LIBERIA Radio and Telecommunications Network, LRTN, which is broadcasting this program now, and the U.S. Liberia Chamber of Commerce, of course, in collaboration with the church here, Global Revival Ministries, which gave us this the opportunity to use their facility, and which also presented, I think, one of the speakers here tonight. So we want to thank you. The president here, so hand out the microphone to make a statement and to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Webster.
Thank you, Alfonso, and good evening, everyone. Let me once again welcome you all to this important gathering. This is the second of its kind. We have had a business forum in the past with our youth, where there were investors such as Fulton Bank and other companies that were helping youth build their businesses about a year ago or 2 years ago. And so this is the second event, and we intend to continue this, by demand of the people. We should be having more in June or July, doing our 26th celebration and the 250th celebration of the United States. So look forward to that. If you missed this one, for those of you who are not here, look forward to the next one. And I want to welcome you again. We are here to accelerate growth by providing access to experts and expertise of others with partners and insights on the business trends in our community by sharing information on access to business, funding, and solutions to combat some of the obstacles you all have in our community. Thanks to all the entrepreneurs, experts, investors that have come together to connect and collaborate. We are here to share information. We are here to discuss, connect, and collaborate with each other to improve our business lives. Okay, so I welcome you all again, and I want to thank you. I'll ask you to stay around to the network after our speakers and everybody else to expand your knowledge and get assistance with people of like-minded people like you all. Okay, we have been working extensively with our youth in business. About 2 months ago, we had this forum, but it was a youth forum, downtown Philadelphia, where we brought youth from other states through our youth department. Our youth chair, Mr. Alfonso Samukai, and we have businesses in our community and in other parts of the United States, Liberians who are in technology, food business, natural food business, I mean, you name it all, in all aspects, even social media, business, and all of that. There was a young lady who is a Liberian who I was glad to learn that she has gone so far. She was also an intern at the White House, and she shared her experience. And of course, you know, we also have a mayor who is a Liberian, the mayor of Derby, Mr. Joadan, and the sheriff. And we are glad that we are profoundly integrated into this community and this society. And I ask you all to lift up your head, you know, as you accelerate yourself in things that you do, and be seen, okay, for everything that you do, and in the community also that you live, and give back. And so, as time went by, we have had visitors, of course, from Liberia and other places. As you know, LDP, we do host government officials. And a while ago, we hosted the Vice President Kong, in which we had the Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce business people, and Mr. Webster was there. And so for now, I want to thank all the participants and our partners, the Global Revival Ministries, and the project committee that organized this. Mr. Sandra Johnson, our Vice President, our Treasurer, Jaconti Williams, Mr. Joe Pangu, our IT specialist, Ms. Bernice Johnson, who's sitting out there making sure everything is in place. And I want to thank you all for taking off your time on this Thursday to come here. And so, let me go into introducing our guest speaker, Mr. Webster. Mr. Webster has been in our community for a while now, since that conference with the Vice President, and he has been going in and out of Liberia, taking business people. Mr. Webster, as you know, is, if you don't know, is a philanthropist who is part of the Ghanaian Chambers of Commerce. Okay, Mr. Webster contacted me, or contacted LAC about the program that offers qualified business low-interest loan grants, storefront improvement, free tax services, and others. And I thought that was a very interesting thing to bring to our community, and so we decided to organize this event. But to give you a little history of Mr. Webster, Mr. Webster has been to Liberia several times and contributed to our community. He just carried a 40-foot container with classroom supplies to hospitals and schools, a 3-foot container of school equipment to Liberia, to AWOCHR, a non-profit of Mali Boyka, the daughter of our president, Joseph Boyka. He met our president, and he spoke with our president to help promote the president's arrest agenda. Mr. Webster is a friend. He's been donating all over in our country, even to the Booker Washington Institute. And if you heard about $250,000 worth of materials to the Grand Junior Community College also. And so he's a part of us. I know he once said to me, I am not a Liberian by birth, I am a Liberian by heart. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Mark Webster. our guest speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for inviting me tonight. I'm here on behalf of the City of Philadelphia, who's working with the U.S. Ghana Chamber of Commerce to get the word out about the Affinity program. One of the earlier speakers spoke about some of the things, and I will go over that with you. The key, though, is that even though I'm on the board of directors of the U.S. Ghana Chamber of Commerce, I am Liberian by heart. I've been to your country twice now. We did meet with your president, Balaka, wonderful gentleman. I really believe he's going to go down in history as the founding father of the new Liberia. While we were there, he had signed hundreds of millions of dollars on new road construction. There's a lot of things going on in your country, all very positive. I said that your country went through some terrible times, but again, you need almost everything. But I tell everyone, that's not a problem, that's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you here as well as other investors that look to go to Liberia. But very quickly, I want to talk about networking. That was brought up a couple times. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know how that's going to affect your life. And I'll give you a perfect example. Last November, I was asked to speak on Africa at an event in New York City. And the person on the panel with me was the president of the Artificial Intelligence Institute of China. Nice guy. We got along great. We would text back and forth. So not soon after that, I was telling him I was invited to a fundraiser in Washington, D.C., the Gatsby Foundation. It's kind of a high-end fundraiser, and they asked me, the organizers asked me if I knew any ambassadors that they could invite. So I gave them the name of several ambassadors that I knew. So when I told the gentleman in China about this, he writes back and he says, well, you know, I know the nephew of the president of Liberia. Well, everyone says they're related to the president, you know? So I said, give me his name. So he gave me his name, and they gave it to your ambassador, Gurley Gibson-Schwartz. And she said, Dave, he really is the nephew of the ambassador. Of the president. So I invited him to the fundraiser. Really nice young man, he's about 25 years old. He lives in Atlanta, just a really young, dynamic young man. So a few weeks after that, I said, oh, by the way, I said, I'm going to Liberia. He said, well, I'll tell my uncle you're coming. And I said, well, we're scheduled to meet with the president. So we go to the president's home, our delegation, the ambassador led the delegation, I was the co-leader, and we had several businesses with us. So we go to the president's home, and he's got a beautiful home. He has this large boardroom attached to his home. So he comes out, and of course the ambassador speaks first. Then it's my turn, and I said, Your Excellency, my name is David Webster. He goes, David, my nephew said to say hello. Everybody in that room looked at me like, how the heck does he know the nephew of the president of Liberia? So you never know. The other thing before I get into this program is, no matter how big a business is that you know today, it didn't start out as a big business. You know, whether it's Apple or anything. Anybody here familiar with Marriott Corporation, the Marriott Hotels? If you ever read his biography, J. Willard Marriott literally started his business by renting a 6-foot plank of wood in a bakery. And he was selling A&W root beer. That's how he got started, to what you see today. So don't any of you think, oh, I've got a small business. Every business is important, and it can grow. And hopefully with what the city is offering, we can help you grow. Number one, I talked earlier about taxes. The city is offering free tax service to any small business in Philadelphia. Of course, you have to apply for it, you know, and again, I'm more than happy to get the links out to everyone. But that's going to save you at least several $100s a year, if not maybe $1,000, depending on your business. They also have the Philadelphia, well, I'll go through them. The Philadelphia, you just have to be aware in how to apply. Storefront improvement, as the gentleman said earlier. You may have a small storefront. Surprised how much more rate. Again, there's a program for that, geared to small businesses in Philadelphia. The commercial real estate. Now, this can apply for even larger companies, but if you want to buy your building, you know, here's an opportunity where the city can work with you. They can also provide a certain amount for closing costs. Again, it's there. I mean, the money is already allocated. The question is who's going to apply for it and who's going to ultimately qualify. The security camera program, as the gentleman said, they'll be up to, I think, up to 75%. You do have to have your businesses in certain areas. So when you go on the link, it'll tell you, what the areas are and if you qualify for that. But again, it's an outstanding opportunity. And they also provide a number of vendors that can help you. The Catalyst Fund we talked about, this is something that, if you generate under $2 million a year in funding, all of these businesses, all of these programs, you do have to be in Philadelphia. You do have to have your taxes current, or if they're not current, at least a payment program already worked out with the city of Philadelphia. A lot of these you're going to have to fill out yourself. I mean, I can provide the links. In fact, I have some paperwork if anyone would like to sign. And basically, it just gives us some general information. Yes, it does say the U.S. Ghana Chamber. No, you don't have to join. It just allows me to enter this information into the city's program and then allow me to send you the links that we can follow up on. You can call me anytime. You'll have my information when I send you the emails. I can also give you my business cards at this time as well. But the point is, use these programs. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Hey, you may not qualify for all of them, but if you qualify for, that's money in your pocket. I mean, I wish that I knew that these were available earlier, because again, I know a lot of businesses. In fact, there's one business. He's a small chocolate company based in Philadelphia. So he's applied for several of the grants. He wants to expand his business. You don't have to be a huge business. But like I said, many of you will grow into big businesses. I had a meeting with the city of Philadelphia just 2 days ago. They're delighted to talk to people that are in daycare, barbershops, grocery stores. This is what they're looking for. They're not asking us to go find the larger companies. Those companies can do okay on their own. They don't need a lot of assistance. But I'm just, again, asking you all, please, if you have any interest, I have the forms here, just fill them out, hand them back to me, and we will follow up with you within the next week or two. But it's available, use it, please network properly. We spoke briefly, again, I also have a nonprofit called Classroom Donations International. And why I formed this is that I've been very fortunate in my career. I've been to 44 countries, some of them many times. I've been to 8 African nations, again, some of them many times. Once you go outside the major cities into the rural areas, you find children who want to learn, teachers want to teach, parents who sacrifice what little they have. Many times you might have 3 and 4 children to a desk if they have a desk. In the United States, we have schools, colleges, universities that close, merge, or remodel all the time. Almost all of that equipment is thrown into a landfill. Villanova University, this past year, they took over Cabrini University and they remodeled. They gave us 50 tons of desks, chairs, whiteboards, office furniture. We sent 5 containers to Liberia, 1 to Ethiopia and 1 to Ghana. In fact, we just sent a container several weeks ago that will arrive in Liberia on June the 11th. And that's going to the president's daughter. She has a nonprofit for women and children. And that container has half school equipment and half medical devices, medical equipment that another friend of mine was able to donate. So we appreciate your support. I truly do love Liberia. I tell everyone, I said, if you compare the Ivory Coast, I said their highways are great. The supermarkets in Abidjan are better than the supermarkets in Philadelphia. I said, Ghana, they're a little bit behind that. Liberia, you're way behind that. But again, it's not a problem. It's an opportunity. I get every day. I get news about Liberia. Your country is growing so rapidly right now, and there are so many opportunities for all of you. And in fact, as the president said, he's welcoming the diaspora to come back to Liberia and invest. But again, if anyone's interested, I've got the forms here. Please let me know. I truly appreciate your time. I guarantee you that you will all qualify for something, but we have to apply. Let me help you to apply. Just give me the basic information. Thank you again, and I'm here if anyone has any questions.
Stay out there. Any questions?
That's the one.
To serve on the board director of the U.S. Liberian Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations.
We also, I represent a number of companies both in the United States and Turkey and India, and we just sent a proposal to the Minister of Energy to do both a waste-to-energy plant and a very large solar plant. So we're hoping that we'll get positive feedback on that shortly. In Monrovia, when I met with Deputy Mayor, he said one of the biggest problems they had was the waste issue. And it's not just in Liberia, it's in almost every country. The landfills are filling up, they're collapsing. The waste energy is a really good product because basically we burn that, create energy out of it, renewable source, and it cleans up the environment. So we do have big projects, we hope, for Liberia. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Webster. Thank you very much. So, as Mr. Webster said, he has forms here if you're interested. At the end of this, the conversation here, we also do have tables in the back. What we want to encourage is you can go, if you're here, you have documents like Mr. Webster does, or anybody, you can sit at any of those tables and people come to you. You can pass on your information to them. They can ask you questions as well. Again, as we keep saying, we want to promote networking. We have a few other items on the list, some people who will be talking. After that, in addition to the breakout sessions, we do have snack in the back. We have water, and we do have some snack all the way in the back, but I want to encourage you to wait. Don't go to the snack right now. Water, okay, you can go grab a bottle of water, or we can even bring water around, but let's wait before we go to the snack. We have a representative of the Liberia Trade Office among us, and he just wanted to give a very brief remark. Mr. Zeze Slongo.
Thank you. My name is Zeze Slongo, and I'd like to extend thanks and appreciation to the organizer, the leadership, Mr. Gibson. On behalf of the Trade Office, we said we are here to support everything you've done. Ms. Gibson, the trade representative, would have loved to be here. Fortunately for us, she traveled to Liberia, and it's a good thing because she's going to engage the leadership for some very critical breakthrough for Liberian businesses in relation to the tax waiver. So we'd like to announce that the government of Liberia has a trade office here, and the office is not too far from here. It's at the airport. We want to take this time to encourage everybody, Liberians, to put aside our political differences or opinion, so we all can work together to make our community better, our country better, because we know whatever affects the country affects us indirectly. There are other countries that are doing something, and I believe all of us possess the potential and ability to do so. So it works in our favor, but we all can come together to network and negotiate on things that are possible and engage the government and kind of demand for some of the opportunities that exist for all of us. So we look forward to engage with you in different ways so we can make the trade office livable, engaging, and to make sure that the office is going to work for all of us. So I want to take this time to say thank you again for the organization. Thank you.
If you have an interest, please fill the forms out and give it to me before the end of the night. And if you have associates or people who aren't here at this meeting but still would have an interest in these programs, if you can either give them my card or we have extra forms, let them know as well. Like I said, the more we can get, the better it is for the program, quite frankly. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Is it just for residents of the city of Philadelphia?
What's it? You have to have your business in Philadelphia. Well, if you want to start a business, as long as you live in Philadelphia, you could qualify for some of these. Not Delaware, no.
Why, if you live in another city and you establish your business in Philadelphia?
If you have a business in Philadelphia, you qualify. But if you have a business in Delaware, you won't qualify. Yes, ma'am. I can't hear. What's that? Unfortunately, this is paid for by the city taxes, so you have to either have a business or live in Philadelphia. Okay. What's that? Yeah, move to Philadelphia, or at least set up a business or a P.O. box. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Really great information. So we're moving along, and we'll be really quick at this point so that we can end on a really good note. Guys, so let's do this. Hold on, guys. So all of those resources will be available at the end. So let's not disrupt. So let's not get off our seats and go grab resources. Sano, you put a stop to that. Take the information from Mr. Webster. We'll give it out later at the end. Yeah. Yep. We'll do so at the break. Is James Morris here? Okay, good. Mr. Yene, I see you. Yangbe, I see you. So James Morris is here. Mr. Yangbe is here. LRTN will also make 30 seconds to 1 minute remarks. So let's begin with Mr. James Morris. Again, because we started, I'm sorry, we'll speed it up.
All right, thank you. I promise it's going to be quick. My name is James Morris, and I thank the organizers for the opportunity. I'm a registered investment advisor representative and work with PFS Investments. And I'm here just to, out of what I have heard, just underlay exactly what we do. Many businesses or business owners lack, and I think people have emphasized that, the requisite idea as to how they can go about getting professional help. So the intent is good. You have a good intent to run a business and make some profit, but it has no structure. And people just want to get into doing those things because either their friends said it, they saw someone in the community doing it, so they don't really go out to seek professional help. Now, on our side as a financial advisor, I'm also a mortgage originator. I believe in education. I believe that when someone learns something and the doubt is off a little bit, they got that doubt, to succeed in that thing gets much easier. But when you dump yourself into that, knowing nothing about it, you're going to look at someone who learned how to swim, standing and looking at people in the pool. So there are several areas we'll concentrate on in terms of finance. I have asked people before you get into business, let's go back. Before you intend on the mortgage side, and I've heard people say, you know, while you live in an apartment, why not buy a home? Why are you buying a home? There has to be a reason. There has to be a need. So what we do from our side is actually to provide this education that prevents or help people not to run into foreclosure. People are running into foreclosure because they don't know. If someone living in an apartment, for example, they don't know that when you move in a home, you have a yard that will cost you some money outside of you living in an apartment. They don't know that the toilet you use, you have to put insurance on it, because if you don't, it goes down, it's very costly. So if someone comes to you and says, look, you pay $1,500, therefore, why not buy a home and just get there, you pay somebody else? Nothing wrong with that. But seek professional advice. That's what we do. I want to sit with you especially the Gen Zs, and let you know the strategy, and then we put structure into place. When you are going to buy that home, you won't be coming back to your parents' house to live in their basement. You wouldn't be trying to put that blame on someone else who are just saying something and you overheard them and you assumed that was it. The other aspect for business owners, you are doing business for continuity of life. It could be people with jobs. What is the end strategy? What's the end strategy? If you got a shop, are you just going to for the rest of your life? And if you die, then what happens? If you can't run the shop again, then what happened to your life? I'm a person there to tell you some of those strategies you can put into place that you will be able to have an end strategy, that you wouldn't struggle all your life, and then you end up becoming a beggar. When I see people struggling to get on food stamp and they have run businesses, there's something wrong with that. It has impact on how you live and how long you live. Because any of us here, if you go broke, I know I left my cell phone there, but if you go broke, you don't have money, and it's really intentional, you can't have it. Your cell phone, you can't hold it in your hands. You lose, like your hand tremble, like you can't hold anything. Your pressure goes above your head. What do you think is going to happen to you, though? You're going to get illness. You might die before even the time you're supposed to. So we come along to structure you, to tell you some of these things you need to put into place that will help avoid those things. And I always ask the question to people who got jobs, people who got businesses, people who just do the hustle. When it's 8, you have set. What's the time? What's the year do you have that you have set to say, you know what, by this time, I'm done. I'm tired. Because you said that to yourself does not mean it requires money. You have to have money at that time that will help you not to work. And you know, sometimes when we say not to work, people think we say you should go lay down or lie down home. No, we're not saying that. You got choice. Choice is what we're talking about. So what we do is to establish a kind of roadmap that help you to understand and know what your end strategy will be. And, you know, I like the Comrades of Chambers, you know, the opening speaker was very clear. We create opportunities. We build people up, and that goes to everyone. The only way you know that you are successful is to help another person get successful. It can be anything. If you help your kid up until they graduate from high school, goes to college, you see them doing something, you are proud. How many of us be crying if that happens? Not anyone. Right now, if you go out there are a lot of people dancing. So, to close, guys, there are 5 things you want to look after. And you need to ask that question to a professional person every time. How well am I doing with my debts? You can save $100 and you owe someone $200. Or you got a $200 debt payment. And you say you're saving $100. Are you saving money? Not at all. And that's what many of us do. Who's going to take care of you if you can't work? And we sum that up to say retirement. Who's going to do it for you? No one. You have to. No one is your investment. You got to do yours. So we there, we serve as a GPS to try to show you what you can do no matter where you are. And then our generation after us, our kids, man, I see many, many, many children. As soon as they walk the walls of high school, they are working. And then they are forced to go into taking student loan debts. Like, I haven't even earned an income. I'm already get involved into there. How do you define that success? Not at all. We want to help people avoid some of those things. And that comes through education. I don't want to sell products. I want to provide you an education that you will see, if it makes sense to you, you can take the path to free yourself. And then the opportunity. But hey, not to take much of the time, guys, I want to say thank you, and I hope that gives you some value.
Let's give the speaker a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Morris. So Alfonso have a pressing issue, so he had to leave. So we have the next speaker, who is Vani Yemwe. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. I will try to be very, very brief. Thanks to the leadership and the organizers and our staff from the city. We do appreciate you here sharing your information with us. I've been in business for more than 4 decades. My background originally is from high tech. And after 25 years, I decided to go back to Liberia. I was in Ghana when the CPAs was signed. Came and resigned my job and went back to Liberia for the post-war reconstruction of the country for more than 2 decades. I just got back last year, about 18 months ago, and I'm in a totally different line of business. I'm a financial professional with New York Life, specifically with Life Securities. And I'm just going to touch on a couple of things. The reason I came here is because of all the businesses. You're trying to find resources. The city is doing great with grants and loans. But I want to leave a thought with you. You have to consider as a business person, as the previous gentleman just said, of planning a path, not only for your business, but for your partners, for your family, and so forth. So here's a thought. Have you considered business planning? I'm just speaking at a very high level. Not only the rules and the regulations and the laws of how to run that business, but the whole gamut of things that you have to do if you were to look down the line 5, 10, 15, even 20 years down the road. Have you considered succession planning? Have you considered what happened with your key employees? Every business in the world, there's this 1 or 2 persons who, if something were to happen to them today and they're not in our business, the business is dead. They call those people key employees. How do you retain those businesses? I had a conversation with a couple of people here, and we're talking about what differentiates your brand, whether you're in a home care or some other services, restaurant, your business from the next business down the road to retain your employee, to motivate your employees to work there. There are secrets around these things. I will just leave it like that. The other thing I want to mention to you is, whether you are a business owner or whether you work for somebody else, a business, you have to start thinking about retirement planning. Because, again, like the gentleman said, we all hope to have good working careers, but at some point, you are no longer going to be able to work. But are you ready for that eventuality? You know, we come from a culture and tradition where our retirement, where our children or family, we depend on them. But this new generation, if we are to say, you can no longer tie your retirement to your children directly. You got to plan for that. So retirement planning becomes very, very important, whether as an individual business person or as somebody who's working for somebody. Have somebody look at your plan, review it, and put it on the path to make sure there is one thing that we are seeing. People are working 20, 30 years, working very hard. Most of us send all of our money back home. I did it, you did it, I know that. But guess what? After 20 years of working, you get to the point where you decide you are going to retire in 5 years. And then you look back, there's nothing to retire on. So God bless you with a long life. Maybe you retire at 75 or 70, or like your grandfather died at 80. But suppose you live 5 years longer. Now what we see is people are outliving monies that they have for retirement. So what happens? You get the retirement age, you are dead broke. And then you start suffering. Like the gentleman said, you have nothing to take care of you. Your children can't do it. Maybe you do not even have the children to take care of you. Or somebody else to do it. Think about that. We can give you the strategy and set you on the path to do that. Estate planning is another big one. For the younger people, we all love our children. Planning for education. What are the strategies that you can put in place to do that? With that, I got a little flyer here and a short bio of the company that I work for and how we may be able to assist you. I do not want to go into the details. If you are interested, we can talk one-on-one. I give you a form, you fill the information here, and you can just sign, and we can make an appointment either face-to-face or whichever way is convenient for you. And I'll be very happy to have a conversation with you to tell you how you can plan for a better future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonnie. So the next speaker is Prince Anderson. This young man has been very accessible to our community. On in day out, you call Prince, he's always available. And so we believe we wanted to give him a platform tonight where he would make brief remarks. Prince Anderson, let's give him a round of applause. By the way, he is representing the Radio and Television Network.
Thank you so much. It's Joseph P. Anderson. Everybody call me Prince. Okay, so I'm happy to be here anyway. I was called and by the president, and she told me she was organizing the forum. And I mean, whatever works for the community is important, you know. So the Liberian television started, I think, we started in 2012. We've been struggling, completely struggling. But fortunately for us, the community really responded well. You know, we started wanting to do something else, but we started with something and we ended up being the network. So the problem for the network is we all live in America. Everybody in America, just what the other speaker was saying, people take their lives and they send it to Liberia. Everybody concerned about Liberia. But it's very, very important that we create a platform here that our people can sit home, even when school. Some people carry their children to school and just drop them out and let them go and go to work. Like the speaker said, people running, chasing the money. You may not have the opportunity to be there because you got to go work. But what happens if LRTN is in a room, broadcasting, you to work, you can look at your phone, and if they're saying something that does not apply to your child, you want to respond. When you get from there, you want to write a letter or say, listen, we agree to this. So it's important. It's important we have all the elected officials. I don't care whether you can be from Senegal, you can be from wherever. So when you're running our community, we want to be part of we want to be on the table to know exactly what's going on. We got to have a say. We got a bigger, community yet. You know, we're putting up candidates down to run. So I always say this to everybody. I don't care where you're in the States. It's very important that you subscribe to us. This is important. We will be glad if you can support us with cash, yes. But the least thing you can do is to subscribe to YouTube, the Facebook, all the platforms. We're trying to go on all the platforms. And every day, the guy talking about businesses and things, we do advertisement. We have a program that we run. We had an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. with them. I go to New York. The government of Liberia called me and I have to work for them. I do this because this is my passion, and this is something I believe people can have different organizations to get things done, but I believe that every Liberian should have the opportunity to know what is happening around you. So don't in the country, everybody's seeing the country changing. So we can sit down and just people go vote, and you don't know who you're voting for. So our thing is, we're looking for anybody who have knowledge, anything, contact us. We're available. We want to make this thing to be a stand-up network in the States. This should be something. We can have our officials coming here. Most of the time when they come, they either go to zone and church, or they carry them to the zone and they hall. They should have a network that they can come to and speak to Liberians everywhere in the States. And you can sit down, you have a professional team, you can call, you can ask a question. We need all the support we can. I mean, we run it as a not-for-profit, so whatever support we can get, we're happy for that. And I'm happy to be in the church for the. I'm happy to be in the church for the pastor. You've been asking me to come here ever since, and I'm here. Oh, okay. So the network is the Liberian Radio and Television Network. That's what it's called. LRTN. That's the name of it. So if you want to talk to me, I'll be here. I can do so. Please subscribe, follow us, call us if you have any program, anything you do. You get a little charge, but we'll work with you. Okay, I'm going to give you a contact. We have the website. We have the 215-954-1375. Call that number. You get in touch with you. Get me. We have 215-954-1375. In Liberia, 0777 353 111. So wherever we do here, we try to replicate that in Liberia. So if you go to Liberia, we have a team, and that's the goal, to create jobs back home. We're not there, but we can create jobs over there for folks. So thank you very much, and I'm hoping to anything. Thank you so much.
Let's give this a round of applause. So we got a question that says, are there any grant opportunities for NGOs that need funding for major projects in Liberia? And the question is, no. Right? So let me hand you the microphone so you can provide some clarification.
Yeah, the grants and loans offered by the City of Philadelphia are strictly for Philadelphia businesses. Now, I mentioned earlier, again, small business is great. Even if you're ready to start a business, you might apply for some of these grants. So as long as you live in Philadelphia and you are paying taxes, it's available to you, but it does not cover any nonprofits or NGOs.
Any more questions, just in case?
Good evening, everyone. Is everyone sleeping or something? Let me say, hello, Liberian Association. Hello, Liberian Business Association. I'm happy to see all of you here, and I want to thank my good friend, Dave Wester. I always see you everywhere. Yeah, I got you. My name is Azoka, and I'm the president of the African and Caribbean Business Council. And I'm happy to be here to help energize the objective of this association. Some of you who knows me will find out that I have started intervening in Liberia long ago. During Ebola, I single-handedly raised $1.5 million of medical equipment and took it here myself at the height of Ebola. That information was on your Washington website, embassy website, even the State Department website, for a long time. And when I saw the flyer about funding opportunity, I felt it's important to attend this event tonight. Just last month, I did an event that speaks about what you are doing here. And I'm doing another follow-up of that event to ensure that 10 to 20 businesses that attended that event get funded. So that's why when I came here and saw my good friend David Webster, I know you have the right person here. He is one single person that has single-handedly intervened in African affairs. He was in Liberia during the last trade mission and met all that matters. He's also attending Ghana's trade mission coming up soon. In anything African, he's always here. In fact, I think people should give him an award. There are a couple of funding opportunities, both from the city of Philadelphia, from the state of Pennsylvania, and even the federal, that businesses like us can take advantage of. This is why when such workshop is done, it's important to attend, because there is a lot in your mind. I would like to work with the executives to bring some of those opportunities to you. First is the qualification, because some of us don't know. And once you don't meet those qualifications, you won't get those funding. When I was coming, I saw Musa leaving. Musa works for Akama and has helped a couple of businesses in the Southwest with some of city funding. He knows how to walk the roads. But here we take you hand to hand, like babysit you, to get those funding. I would not like to speak too much here because I was at another event and then because of him I have to come. But I would like to speak with the other organizers, leaders, and have another one-to-one forum. But I want everyone here to register with African and Caribbean Business Council. That's the key to success. Because when we work together, we make tremendous success. When we work individually, it's like, what's up? But when we work together, we do what we cannot expect. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's give the speaker another round of applause. And I believe, there will be a bunch of business cards during the breakout section. So we are moving into the next phase of the program, the forum. I believe at this point we will be calling on Xavier, who will be doing the vote of thanks. And immediately after that, we have light refreshment in the back. I believe, Pastor, we call that Article 13, right? I think they refer to that as Article 13. So we will be going in the back. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to step aside and give Xavier and Regina, I'm going to give the both of them.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Just a few more minutes. We should have had this, but because of time. But I just want to show you few slides. This is Genesis. Everybody talk about it. Business. Genesis is Liberia. What we intend to do to empower the Liberian women, market women. What's happening in Liberia, the Chinese, the Indians, the British go to Liberia. Market women take them. When they sell, they got nothing. So now we try to empower them through this, where they're going to have their own inventory purchase through Genesis. They control their own inventory, organizing them. And then in return, we We start with 3 pilot counties that's Montreal, Nimba, and Grand Gide. So to Grand Gide will buy the facility on Borgia, whatever it is, get down, collect the goods, and go back up country. Another advantage that we have, a lot of you need to take it, opportunity we have that you need to take advantage of, is the cocoa, coffee, cashew, moringa. It takes 3 years for them to mature. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So those of you that got organizations here collecting all this money, you need to take advantage of some of these opportunities. Please, real quick, and then we'll do the voter things. The young people, they call them Zogos in Liberia, we organize them. These are kids, I would not call them society rejects, but we brought them together. You'd be surprised that these kids learn how to be masons, plumbers, carpenters, and they constructed a building from scratch. Today, they are proud. And these things are fundable. United Nations, women organizations, we get a lot of money through the UN, through AU, through ECOWAS. So you need to take advantage of that. Also, the ecosystem. Liberia has 99 mountains. Mountainous area in Liberia. It's another business opportunity that any group can venture into. This industry is bringing close to $4 billion annually. I can't do it all, but we need to organize as a group and take advantage of some of these opportunities. Ecotourism. People looking for places to go. In Ecuador, that's a major income. What are we doing with what we have? We need to promote that. Another thing has to do with drugs and alcohol. That's one of my key areas. Here, those celebrities that own drugs, they go to California, they go to Florida, and other places for rehab and treatment, paying almost $50,000, $60,000 a month. We're developing a medical tourism system in Liberia. We will bring you from Europe, America, other parts of the world, come far removed from the distractions, far removed from your triggers, for the fraction of what you pay here. And that way, we're generating money at the same time helping to treat our young people. This alone will provide tons of jobs for our people. So please, my folks, the chamber is here to help. One of the things that keep us back is the trust. We don't trust each other. And as such, we want to do things alone. Alone, you cannot make it so easily. In this corporate society we live in, all the major Fortune 500 companies you see, it's a group effort. So I beg you, my people, after this, think about it. You got the women empowerment organizations here, collecting money. Y'all can come together and take advantage of some of these things that we are developing, because that's what some of us went to school for. We can't do it all. When we conceive the idea, we know it's scalable. We can let you have it. I gave you the plan. And there are funding sources, lots of money available, especially for you to win, but you need to take advantage. Another thing is Keke and Pen in Liberia. When Uber and Lyft came, nobody thought it would have been this popular in this country now. Keke and Lyft is the next future of Liberia's transport industry, and for Africa as a whole. We need to start developing an app for that. Technology is advancing, and that is doable. I missed that. Before Uber came, I had fleet of cars, stretch limos, renting them. Mindset drive. I go to the airport, leave a flight, I have about 8 drivers. Somebody come to the airport, they call, I need somebody to go to the hotel or go into a restaurant. Or most I have few accounts for medical doctors. They'll leave from another state to come to perform surgeries here. I didn't have the app. But when I encouraged my Liberian brothers to join me, they felt like, oh, man, Governor Liberian won't be tested right. Guess what happened? We missed that. Today, Uber and Lyft are amassing wealth, something that we started in Liberia with Yes Transport. Those of you that live in Liberia will have Yes Transport. And I got that idea during the 1996 Olympics in Canada. There was a Liberian guy, Ernest. Ernest was doing that. So I was there for the Olympics. That's how I gained that knowledge for Ernest. I got one town car, 2, 3, I have folks working. But we sit here and be so complacent. Why? Everybody eat kala. You eat donut. What's wrong with you going to Wawa and say, let me just have one store. I will fix it for you. You know how many Liberians and Africans go to Wawa store around here? If they see the color and they start taking it, guess what happens? It's scalable. You start with one store before you go, you all go to Wawa. And you don't even have to do the baking. Take a recipe to a bakery, tell them how to do it, they produce it for you. And what do? You sit down home. When I opened my restaurant in Liberia in 2017, I have Philadelphia. The cheesesteak, I mix it with a steak and smoked fish, little pepper. My people, that is so Liberia great. Even Americans and those that were visiting were lining up to buy. You got to be innovative. You got to think outside the box. The more you sit down and go to work every day, you're getting old, you're not getting younger. And you may not have the energy 10 years from now to do what you're doing today. Having said that, folks, I want to say thanks to all of you. This is the start. I beg you. We cannot sit down and lie to people, take our money for all the country. I saw the iron ore train the other day coming from Buchanan. The boss said 2,000 buckets. They cutting away our jobs, our money, and leaving us. When they left, Lanco left, what was there? Nothing. Now, let us see going there again. In 20, 30 years, it'll be zero. We need to wake up. Thank you.
So, before we do the vote of thanks, there's another question that needs clarity, and I think that question is being addressed to Mr. Webster. It says, what if you live in the city of Philadelphia but have a business outside of Philadelphia? Is there any funding for that?
This whole thing was set up with the city of Philadelphia, quite frankly, because before, if you made, I think, $250,000 or less, you didn't pay any city taxes. Well, they were sued by somebody, and now they're going to charge you taxes for whatever amount you make. So this is geared to try to help the small business to offset those new taxes. So I do not believe that that unless you have to have a business in Philadelphia. Now again, you could say I'm starting a business as long as you live in Philadelphia. Then you would still probably qualify for some of that. But you can't live outside of Philadelphia, or your business can't be rather outside of Philadelphia. I mean, even like in the suburbs, you wouldn't qualify. Yes, sir. Exactly. If you live outside of Philadelphia, but your business is registered in Philadelphia, you would qualify.
Thank you. So I think David has already provided clarification on that. So we now call on Regina and Celia to do the vote of thanks, and I believe we have the second phase in the back where we exchange documents and all of the forms will be in the back. So it's all yours.
Hello, how are you doing today? I am Regina, and this is Sylvia. Before the vote of thanks, we are two young Liberian women who would like to tell you about our nonprofit organization that focuses on the youth.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sylvia. We started our nonprofit organization in 2015. So we work with women and children, and most likely young women, teenagers that are trying to make their way in life, that have been abused. We work with them. We go in less fortunate neighborhood. We provide care for them. Some of them will tell you you will leave a teenager. Some of them they are pregnant at the age of 14 and 13. And we work with them in regional, do nonprofit in Nigeria, and then she was also encouraged to do that in Liberia. We go to less fortunate neighborhoods like West Point, like Nuclear Town, and we provide care for those kids. Sometimes it's Sunday, sometimes it's Christmas, sometimes it's those basic holidays that have meaning to our young people. So we are having a program July 10th to the 12th at the Victory Harvey Christian Fellowship, where we have women speakers that will be talking about the issues that we deal with our young women in Liberia. So the nonprofit, we have the other branch of catering to women and children, and we also do sports. Regina will speak more about that.
So yes, to answer that question, my nonprofit,
Merciful Savior Foundation.
Yes, and mine is also Echoes of Africa, and we focus on education and sports. And I was growing up, I grew up in America, and I was able to have the opportunity to have a good education and to also excel within the athletic department. So therefore, I believe like every individual are able to receive that. If I'm able to give them that, I will as well. So that's how come Echoes of Africa came to be. And we focus on both international and domestically as well too. We have tutoring program here and sporting outreach for the youth within the USA, and also we have a school within Nigeria that focuses on education and also sports. We're also hoping to launch a whole space within also at Liberia. And that is what we have a big goal. Every year we host a gala, and our gala is to raise funds for various of departments within our nonprofits. And we'll be able to team up with Mercy.
So Merciful Savior Foundation decided to take Regina to her home country and gave her a partnership with the foundation, opening school for guests, less fortunate young women that want to go back. We want to give back to our society. So the president of the Liberian Association, Madam Seyondi Kofa, has been working with these two nonprofit young women. So we just want everyone to give Madam Kofa a hint of applause. She has started working with the young people in the city of Philadelphia. So on the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, on the 10th is going to be a seminar. We are going to be talking about young women. How can the older women teach young women? How can they be a mentorship to the young women? Because we are going back to Liberia. And we want to give back. How can we give back in our community? So, for and on behalf of the Liberian Association, the Liberian Business Chamber, and the Liberia TV network, which I'm always forgetting, but just forgive me, I'll get used to that. So we want to say thank you all for coming. There is going to be, we are partnering with the Pennsylvania State Senator Johanna to have one of these kind for the people that live in Delaware County. So we want to say thank you for coming. Also, not forgetting my home church, my father, Apostle Edward, my friend. I want to say, Global Revival family, we love you. Thank you for giving us the airspace. God bless you, Daddy. Madam President.
Well, you said it all, Silvia, so thank you. I want to thank you all for coming, taking up the time to come here. We are always willing to work along with you, partnership. More information, if you need more information on this business forum, get in touch with me or Mr. Sandra Johnson or Mr. Sam Gibson. Pastor, thank you so much for providing the space. Okay, and like she said, we'll do that in Delaware County also sometime in July as we celebrate our independence and the independence of America. We're looking forward to that. And the businesses are all over calling, want a partnership with either us or to form a partnership in Liberia also. I've been contacted about businesses in Angola. I've been contacted about businesses in youth program, orphanage home, food, and all of that. And the Liberian Association is also working with the Liberia Drugs and Enforcement, the form of partnership, so we somehow to help curtail and reduce the drug problems in our country. I'm working extensively with youth. So I want to thank you all for coming, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, if you fill your form, don't forget to pass it back to Mr. Webster or Mr. Sando, who will give it to Mr. Webster. If you have your form filled out, he would like to use the form. I didn't bring you here from work and didn't have anything to offer you. We have some sandwiches.